We would now like to introduce you to a young, dashing entrepreneur who has completely revolutionized management education. Mr. Kartik Raichura, founder and CEO of ManagementParadise.com, our online media partners. We request Mr. Kartik Raichura to grace the dais. We now request core faculty member of IES MCRC, Kulkarni sir, to please take his seat on the dais. We request Kulkarni sir to welcome Mr. Kartik Raichura with a potted plant, a sign of good luck and prosperity. We now request Kulkarni sir to introduce Mr. Kartik Raichura.
Good afternoon to all. On behalf of IES MCRC, extending a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Mr. Kartik Raichura. Kartik Raichura is the founder and CEO of ManagementParadise.com, a one-of-its-kind .com venture that ranks amongst the top 30,000 sites in the world. ManagementParadise.com is the 7th largest online educational website in India according to Alexa ranking, visited by about 500,000 people every month. A business postgraduate from Wellinkar Institute of Management, Mumbai, Kartik Raichura has been an author, a public speaker, and a social worker. He has given many interviews about his success and the potential of his business venture in Jam Magazine and Franchise India, to name the few. Kartik Raichura has been judged for many business plan competitions at prestigious management institutes like KJ Somaiya, Lala Rajpat Rai, to name a few, and including us at IES MCRC. An excellent leader, Kartik has piloted ManagementParadise.com to be the forum partner of TIE Summit 07, which is the world's largest entrepreneur conference. ManagementParadise.com has also been the media partner for Omkar, world's first online marketing careers conference under his superior business leadership. Additionally, Kartik Raichura is a chief consultant for Crati E-Commerce and Consulting Limited and has also worked on DNA's expansion strategy. Kartik Raichura is a passionate visionary who is transforming the way management students interact and collaborate online today and aims at continually empowering students and professionals in multiple ways across verticals. Kartik Raichura started his company during his graduation days, and it's a privilege to have two of his employees, our students, in the current PG program batch. May I request Mr. Kartik Raichura to share his insights from the corporate world.
This will be fine, I guess.
This is the remote. Your PPT would be changing from this is the next slide to the previous slide.
Okay. So, very good afternoon to all of you here. You know, this is the third time that I am coming to IES. A lot of familiar faces over here. You know, you have David over here who actually used to study with me in my school, right? And you have Vikram over here who used to head the BMS section of ManagementParadise.com. You have Roshni Bhatia over here who in the initial stage of ManagementParadise, you know, was the person who spearheaded the marketing for ManagementParadise, of course, internal marketing for ManagementParadise. So it's a great pleasure to, you know, be at IES. You know, I had slipped disc and I was just resting for the past 5 days. And I was just, you know, I mean, when you are resting, you think a lot. And so I think that, you know, IES in that particular sense has helped or is one of the few institutes that has connected with ManagementParadise in multiple ways. And it's a privilege to come over here, be invited as one of the speakers with, you know, such dignitaries like the COO of FCB Ulka, the CEO of Airtel. So thank you so much for having me over here. Now I'm sure that, you know, all of you have not had your lunch and are sitting over here just waiting, you know, for the presentation to end as soon as possible. So I've kept the presentation, you know, to as it's as small as it can be. You know, last night, you know, I was just resting and I updated my Twitter, my Facebook account, and I said, hey, you know, the CEO of FCB Ulka, the CEO of Airtel, and there are so many other people who are going to speak before me at this conference. I'm not worried that I'll be able to follow this kind of, you know, league of gentlemen over here. I'm just worried, how will I wake up the audience? Now, you know, to my pleasure, you know, there has been exemplary speeches delivered, and the audience has still kept up, and that's a great thing to know. Of course, the alumni of IES himself was also one of the persons who added, you know, vigor to the audience, and with his emotional connect to the audience, everyone had, you know, if they were sleeping, have already, you know, gotten up. Now, the reason I'm over here is, you know, to speak about internet marketing, innovations in internet marketing, and the various changes that you will see in the internet world. So you can find the definition of, you know, internet marketing on ManagementParadise. I mean, I don't want to, you know, elaborate on that. But in simple words, it's ways to communicate with your target audience over the internet. So what do you have to do? What are the things that you need before, you know, you start internet marketing? One, of course, is you need to have a domain name, right? Now, a couple of years back, if you just typed airtel.com, it was actually redirected to the Vodafone website. People got confused. I mean, how the hell can airtel.com actually redirect to Vodafone? The funny thing was, Vodafone had actually acquired a company in Spain which was named as Airtel, and they had the domain rights to airtel.com. So every time a person types in airtel.com, you know, for his grievances or for information, it would actually go to the Vodafone site, and people got confused. Is Airtel a part of Vodafone? And that was one amazing way for Vodafone also to get a lot of customers, right? Because a person is looking for Airtel, he lands about Vodafone, he checks out his services over there, he thinks probably Airtel is part of Vodafone, and there, bang, he subscribes to the services of Vodafone. So the domain name is one of the most important parts of you know, internet marketing. We recently acquired bschool.com for an undisclosed amount. So the domain is, you know, the face of how you market your company. Second, you need to have a website. Now let me rephrase that. Not just a website. Now in India, there are so many institutes, like we are actually doing the brand ambassador campaign, and there are about 10,000 institutes, MBA institutes in India. So we got the list of 10,000 MBA institutes, but every time we try to find the key people over there, we log on to Google and we search for the name of the institute, and there were no results found. There was not even a website of that particular institute. And we were, you know, appalled. We thought, how the hell are we actually going to go and, you know, make contacts over there? We actually would have to travel to the institute or, you know, pull some connections, because there is not even a website. So if you're going to get into, you know, internet marketing, the first thing is to have a website, and not just a website that gives your customers or your target audience information in as less clicks as possible. So what happens is that there are so many websites that you go to, but then if you want information, you will see it's all cluttered up. You don't know where to click, where to go about your services, and that's something that needs to be taken care of before the internet marketing stage. Now, I was asked to explain internet marketing in about 10 minutes time. That's 10 to 15 minutes time. That's the kind of time that was given for the speech. And I said, hey, if I just read the titles and explain what internet marketing, just the titles, then it's going to take more than 10-15 minutes. But so just there are the titles of internet marketing, right? What is internet marketing? It's display advertising, which means there are banners placed over various websites. So B School would advertise on ManagementParadise.com and say, hey, I want a banner ad space on ManagementParadise. And it can be a JPEG or a GIF image. So way back in 2004 when we started ManagementParadise, this is the kind of advertising that was there. Email marketing, right? So an institute would say, hey, we want to reach a target audience, and what are the number of aspirants that you have on your website, and you want to shoot an email to all of them saying that, hey, our institute, this is great. So that was email marketing for you. Interactive advertising, rich media, flash ads, video ads. This is the kind of trend that started recently, right? Wherein you had leads inside the ad itself, wherein the flash itself had asked for your name, your last name, and your cell phone number, and any other information that the company would require, and that's what rich media advertising is all about. Then there's social media optimization, right? That's your Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, StumbleUpon, Twitter, Flickr, Delicious, Bebo, Dig, MySpace. I'm sure that the audience over here is very aware of that. When I was having a conversation with Mr. Rao, I said, we were just having conversation, and the name Philip Kotler came in. And we started discussing, and what do you think? Is Philip Kotler actually, the god of marketing? And I said, I don't know about that. I don't know about how well Philip Kotler's principles can be applied in management. What I know of is that Philip Kotler delivered a great book, marketed the book in a way that is considered Bible for marketing management, and that is why he's considered the god of marketing management. So even in Philip Kotler's book, I'm not so sure if they've included social media, but institutes, global institutes across the world have realized that social media is one of the most important parts in internet marketing these days. And that is where they've included courses on social media. So if you go actually to MIT Sloan or a Stanford or a Harvard, right, you will have exclusive courses that are specially just dedicated to social media on how you will, track your conversions, what is the kind of advertising that's going to happen, what is the kind of viral ads that you'll have to put in. So that is what social media is all about. Of course, then there's web analytics where you will do visitor profilings. You will know what are the kind of people, where are they coming from, what is the age group that they belong to, what is the income group that they belong to, and on basis on those analysis, you will price your product. So if it's a service provider like Airtel or a Vodafone or whichever, right? They're going to see what are the kind of people that come to their site, and if the audience is majorly of, say, age group 15 to 21, the kind of products that they will roll out will essentially have to take care of this audience for them. And then there's affiliate marketing, where there is one enthusiastic guy who is a chipku seller guy, right? And he says that he's going to sell your products everywhere, and he's going to do a lot of marketing for you, and you just pay him some commission based on the kind of sales that he generates. That's affiliate marketing for you. Then there is CPA, right? And then there is CPL, and then there is CPC and CPM. As management students, I'm sure you know about them. Just to give you just CPA, cost per action, is wherein a lead gets submitted and it is converted. That's cost per action, right? Where a customer is acquired. CPL is wherein through forms that are put up at various websites as advertisements, a lead is generated. So when an institute comes to me, they say, hey, what are the kind of aspirants that will actually purchase our forms? And a form is put up as an ad over there, and once the person, a student, actually submits his information and goes to the institute, that's a lead to the institute. If the student actually purchases the form, that's the action or acquisition that's happened. That's CPA, that's CPL. Way back in 2004, you would actually see all the institutes saying, what is the kind of rates that you will charge for one click that happens on the banner that we place on your website. So that is CPC for you. And CPM is saying that, hey, I mean, how many eyeballs are you going to reach? So if I say that is half 500,000 people who are going to view your ad, that's a CPM for you. Contextual advertising is, Google AdSense, and then there are so many other players like Infolinks, and there's AdBride, a lot of others, right? Wherein if the context of your, so whatever content is there on the site, the ads that show up are related to that particular context, right? So if it's ManagementParadise, all the ads on ManagementParadise through Google AdSense should essentially be somewhere related to the management students, right? So it will be an MBA institute, it will be a coaching institute, it will be, your CAT entrance exams, or something that's related to, or it can be, a car, or it can be insurance, or it can be a financial product. So whatever is actually related to a management student, right, is what shows up over there. That's contextual advertising. Then there is search engine marketing, wherein you already know, right? You type in some search, and the first thing that shows up over there is, actually a paid ad, and that's SEM. SEO is wherein you don't actually pay for the ad, but you try to rank your particular company on top, of the results when someone keys in that particular search for you. What is paid inclusion? There are so many directories. There's Yahoo directory, there is DMOS directory. There are so many directories where you have to actually, where you'll actually put up your company so that the name is very visible to your audience. And that's called paid inclusion. Search analytics, of course, all of those things wherein you say, hey, this is the kind of keyword that I'm placing an ad for, and this is the kind of money that I'm going to get because a customer is acquired through this keyword, or this kind of money. That's basically what it means is what is the kind of money that I'm spending, and what is the kind of return on investment that I'm getting. What are the kind of keywords that are giving me that return on investment? What are the ones that I have to let go of? What are the new ones that will get me more money? And there is mobile advertising, which is the future, and online reputation management. Now, since you've already seen the kind of things that are there then these are just titles which I thought of in about 15 minutes time, because I had back pain and I had to make this presentation, right? So these are the kind of titles that I thought of in 15 minutes. There is a lot more to internet marketing, and 15 minutes can not essentially cover all of it. What I'm going to focus on is online reputation management, right? So what is online reputation management? So I'll give you a case one. I am a Reliance broadband customer, and it keeps on giving me trouble. So I actually call up the Reliance broadband call center and I say, hey, I have a modem and it's a wireless modem, and how can you help me? And so there are, when you call up the Reliance customer care, you have to key in a few numbers, right? And then eventually you reach to a person. So you dial 9 or something, right? And says, yes, transferring your call to a customer service executive. And then suddenly you hear, ta-na-na-na-na, the Airtel cell phone that you're trying to reach is currently busy. I check up, hey, is it Reliance broadband that I've called up? Yeah, it's the same number, it's Reliance broadband, right? Eventually a person picks up the phone and he starts in Marathi. He says, tumchi sahayata kashi karu sakat? And I'm like, okay, I've selected English as my default language. Why is the person speaking in Marathi? Any which ways I say that, hey, this is the problem. And they say, sir, Reliance does not provide support on wireless, routers. I say, but someone should give me this information, right? And that person says, yeah, so, contact your local networking solutions, and he'll come and do this, whatever configuration needs to be done for you. And I say, hey, but it is Reliance, right? They have provided me this damn wireless router, and they are the ones who've connected the whole thing, and I just need support on that. And then they say, but sir, we will not be able to provide you any support on routers. So I bang my phone, and that's a reputation that's completely gone wrong for me, right? I mean, I call Reliance and I reach to a number of Airtel, and so that's how it is, right? I mean, I still don't understand it still. I mean, if you want, I'll give you the number, right? You call up that number just to hear that it actually gets transferred to a person who owns a Airtel cell phone. Now, how are they operating that, I don't know. But that's reputation gone wrong for me. So what do? I go on Facebook and I put the whole experience, right? And I go on Twitter. Now, so we did some analysis, and I like to do a lot of analysis. But so from some surveys that we conducted, we came to know that people, all of those people like who are on Twitter are the ones that crib a lot, right? So on Twitter you will find most of the people cribbing about some service or the other or some product, right? People who are on Facebook are people who want to show off. They will basically, you know, put their pics of their Goa trips and put their pics of, you will, and you will find all kinds of status updates, right, which will have quotes of various, people. They don't even understand that quote, but they'll put it over there just to show off, right? So that's what Facebook is for you, right? So Twitter is for cribbers, Facebook is for show-offs, and Orkut is for idiots. If you are still on Orkut, man, no one's there on Orkut. What are you doing on Orkut, right? So that is what the analysis was. But what I'm trying to get at is, there are so many ways and means where people can crib. So what I'll do is, I want to make sure that, the reputation of Reliance gets spoiled because, hey, you completely spoiled my experience. I'm actually paying you more because, I'm a busy guy and I generally do not call center, for support. But just that, my internet connection has gone wrong and there's no other thing for me to do. So I'll just, try to bash Reliance up. So I'll go on Facebook, put an update. I'll go on Twitter, put an update. I'll go on all the broadband forums that are there, the prominent ones. There is broadbandindia.com and there is broadbandforum.com. I'll join all of them and I'll say, hey, you know what? Reliance, terrible, horrible service, and why the hell is it getting redirected to Airtel? And there'll be so many other people like me who will like my Facebook update, who will retweet my Twitter, who on that particular forum will say, hey, you know what, even I am tired of Reliance. This is the kind of service that I got, this, blah, blah, blah. Now, a person who wants to have a Reliance broadband is going to go on Google, type Reliance broadband connection, and the first result, of course, might be Reliance because they are the mighty and powerful. But what about the results that are, below that? What about the title that comes up right after that saying Reliance sucks, right? What are they going to do about that? So there should be some representatives who will have to take care of such issues, right? Some representatives which will need to be allotted specially to social media and to, taking care of the negative reviews that are coming up. So that is, online reputation management. It was not that big an industry in 2007, 2008. But right now in 2010, there are so many companies which have made millions just by doing online reputation management for big companies. Now I was actually, speaking at entrepreneurs conference in SP Jain, and I was invited. The title was teen entrepreneurs who made it big in life. And I was like really happy. I said, yeah, teen entrepreneurs, right? I started at the age of 19, and wow, I would be speaking over there. And there were some names ahead of me, and I said, yeah, good. I went over there. I was there before time. I sat through some of the presentations, and there was a person who was 13 years old. He's a school kid, and he has 35 employees. And his client list is Kingfisher. You name it, and all those are his clients, right? And I said to myself, teen entrepreneurs, teen is 13, not 19, right? But that is the kind of changes that are happening in social media. That person owned a company in social media, was handling online reputation management for all the biggies, right? Now, of course, it is illegal to work at the age of 13. So we had a discussion and said, hey, what's the company's registered in my mom's name, blah, blah. So he have found all the loopholes that are, and India is like very good in finding loopholes, right? So he just found all the loopholes that he could, and he started the company. And he's managing it extremely well. Now, imagine a person who is 13, who has already made a few lakhs in 1 year of starting the company. So that is, and client list like Kingfisher, wow. So that is the kind of things that will need to be done in when you're talking about social media, and you as MBAs will have to look into social media in a completely different perspective. Imagine yourself having a specialized degree in social media, and these people not going, these biggies not going to 13-year-old kids, but coming to you for wisdom on how to handle their social media. That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of career that you might have to look into, because it looks like a very lucrative perspective right now. So we don't have much time, so I'm not going to So we'll skip the case study, second case study. Now, internet marketing, you saw the titles that were there, but internet marketing is much more, right? There's white hat, there's gray hat, and there's black hat. White hat is the regular way of marketing on the internet. Gray hat is not illegal, it's unethical. So, having about, say, 5,000 hot female profiles, fake profiles on Facebook, and reaching a network of, 5 lakh singles on Facebook, right, is not illegal, it's unethical. But yeah, you can use those means to advertise on Facebook, right? So that's gray hat. And then there's black hat, wherein, there are some sites which you go to and they steal your cookies and they spam your email addresses. So that's black hat. These are not going to be covered right now. What's wrong with this? I'm pressing the wrong button. Okay. Okay, thank you. Now, what are the disruptive business models that have come on in internet, right? So in e-commerce, you've seen sites like Groupon. Have you heard of Groupon? I think most of the people have, because it's right now in the news, and the person who co-founded Deals and You is a friend of mine. He was IBS graduate, right? And he's right now a multimillionaire guy. So, and there are so many sites, like Manish Tiwari is the person who's founded Coos, and he's also a friend. And from whatever I've learned, if you copy clones of international sites, put it in a segment like India, it's going to work. It's not just true with internet, it's also true with your TV channels. Your American Idol gets converted to Indian Idol, and your Moment of Truth gets converted to Sach Ka Samna. And in internet world, you will see, so there's 99acres.com, which is an Indian company, Naukri.com, which is an Indian company, and the whole group, right? Someone in Pakistan has replicated the same thing, and they are in the top 100 sites in Pakistan, right? So your Makan.99acres.com is actually Basti.com over there, and your so I mean, just give Urdu names to your Hindi names, and those are the ones that are top sites in Pakistan. So if you just replicate those models over there in, so it works like this. Something that's very popular in the US, when it's replicated in India, no matter how dumb that is, it gets very popular in India. You replicate the same in third world countries, and it's the next big thing over there. Diapers.com was recently acquired for $450 million by Amazon. Now, first, of course, is, you have to get the right name. Second, of course, is you set up the right distribution channel and set up e-commerce, right? And the costs become significantly less. So, and there are so many sites. I mean, diapers is just one of the names that I, remember recently, but there are so many, companies which are getting acquired in the e-commerce space. There's waterfilters.net, which was recently covered by Shramana Mitra on her blog. Shramana Mitra is one of the leading ladies in entrepreneurship space. So, get the right name, put an e-commerce portal on it, manage your distribution chain. You do not need to advertise on TV. You can just use SEM, SEO, SMO, that's social media, right, to get sales happening. And it's really, it's really cost effective. And the kind of profits that you would make from such things would be phenomenal. And then there's always going to be a company like Amazon, which will have to acquire you, because you are actually eating in their market share with the kind of distribution chain that you set up, and just because they did not get that name right, or they did not get venture in that particular market. So that's a disruptive business model that I'm looking at very keenly on in 2011. Right names, right e-commerce, and big companies acquiring those names. Have you heard of Fiverr.com? It's one of the larger sites in US. Is still not replicated in India for some reason. But the whole concept is, what will you do for $5? Someone says, hey, I will, have your company name on my forehead, and I'll click a photo of it and I'll give it to you for $5. And there are enough crazy people who will, give $5 for that. There's a very sweet lady who says, I'll blow your kiss on a video, and there are enough people who will give $5 for that. The whole model works around what can general janta do for $5. So a general person, a normal person will say, I'm willing to give $5. What are the kind of things that you will do? And there are people who will say, I'll do these kind of things for $5. Are you willing to purchase it? Right? From From the transaction that happens, $1 goes to the company, parent company, Fiverr.com, and they have made millions just that. This model has already been replicated in UK. I don't remember the name of the site, but it's also a multi-million dollar site, right? It's not still replicated in India, so people who are looking keenly in internet and entrepreneurship, please go ahead and replicate it. The future of internet marketing. Mobile 4G, of course. Smartphones for multitasking. There is Pomegranate, that was a phone which was, a concept phone, but you will see that, there can be shaving device in it, and there can be a projector to make your presentations in it. There can be so many things that can be done with the smartphone. So that's what the future is, I assume. Smartphones that are capable of multitasking, not just in the sense of the phone, but also in different amazing ways, right? So you can probably control your TV also with your cell phone being a remote control. And there are so many other concepts that can be leveraged on that. Virtual currency. Facebook, came out with a Facebook currency, right? And the government of US, so they are in problems with the government of US because, it will work as parallel currency, and there is some legality issues with parallel currency. But imagine that you can purchase products on Facebook with Facebook currency, which can be, so $1 US is equal to 1 virtual point of Facebook, right? And with that 1 virtual point, you can actually play games, you can actually do a hell lot of other things. And imagine all the sites that are there, e-commerce sites or social networking sites or whichever sites, e-commerce sites, adopting to this virtual currency, which acts as, something which is parallel to your real life currency. So that's something that I'm looking at very keenly in 2011. And of course, mobile as credit card is something that, companies like Nokia are already getting into, wherein they've already, they've acquired some companies which are credit card companies, have put in the chips, the necessary chips in the mobile phones and are selling the mobile phones. So they are already future ready. They just have to create an application and they'll say, hey, your phone is already something that can be used as a credit card. So, thank you so much. I hope it was not that boring a speech, and I've lived up to my expectations on Facebook when I said, hey, I'm going to wake up the audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us those words of wisdom. And we're sure we won't have, we'll try not to have awkward IDs anymore.
We would request Kulkarni sir to present a memento to Mr. Kartik Raichura as a token of appreciation and remembrance. It was indeed a pleasure to have you here. So we will now request you to please join the dignitaries.